and thank you all for being here as we gather to remember and celebrate the life of Edward, or Ned, as he was better known as. We're going to begin our service this morning with a lovely song. It's by Ray Charles. It's I Can't Stop Loving You. Want to be here today. We're all saddened and numbed that Ned has been taken from our lives. But we're here to honour a gentleman who brought immense love and joy. A life that was full of the usual ups and downs, but one filled with great happiness, friendship and love. and today gives us the time and space to share stories and memories which will sustain you all now as you step into the future. Ned will be sorely missed by those who loved him dearly. His wife Betsy, his daughter Louise, his son Jason, his adored grandchildren Ryan, Rocco, Darcy and Della, his siblings Annie, Hugh, Betty, Joe, Lena, Jim, Mary, Margaret, Kathleen, John, Bridget and Burr, his brothers and sisters-in-law, nieces, nephews, extended family and his large circle of friends. And we welcome those who are joining us this morning on the service watching online, and especially Betty and Killian and Kieran watching from the USA, and Oliver and Mick in Australia, along with other extended family members and friends from both near and far. Born on the 5th of October in 1959 here in Prosperous, Ned's journey was marked by resilience, hard work and a passion for his endeavours and his family, whom he held dear. And unfortunately, last Thursday, we said our final goodbyes to this extraordinary individual after a valiant battle with cancer. Ned's story began with humble roots, instilling in him a strong work ethic from an early age. He will be remembered as a quiet man of few words, but very sociable, and who enjoyed the company of his good friends and family. He trained as a plasterer, and I'm told was one of the best in the county. Ned's strong work ethic and honesty gained the trust of many, and in no time Ned was in high demand. About 14 years ago, Ned and his family moved to Ballygarrett in Wexford, and it was around this time that he, along with his best friend Gary, began a company called Prosperous, which specialises in damp proofing and other restoration and preservation services. And this business quickly became a huge success and is now nationwide. And with all the demands of running a business, Ned didn't have time to do much else, but he always looked forward to coming home in the evening, having his dinner, and as Betsy said, he collapsed on the couch to watch his favourite crime or real-life dramas and nature programmes. He enjoyed watching reruns of Friends and Only Fools and Horses over and over and over again, often driving Betsy to distraction. He loved antiques, and over the years has gone to many antique auctions around the country, often buying bits and pieces and maybe improving their worth before selling them on. He was a man of simple needs, but what brought Ned the greatest joy and blessing were his family. He was a proud and loving husband to Betsy. As she said to me the other evening on the phone, both came from the opposite ends of Prosperous and they met in the middle. They were married on the 5th of October in 1990, and life got busy with the arrival of their 4 children. Sadly, his son Stephen, his daughter Amanda, were called home way too early, and this was a huge and devastating loss to Ned, Betsy and indeed all the family. His daughter Louise and son Jason have done their father proud with what they have achieved in their lives, and he was always so supporting of their dreams and aspirations. And Ryan, Rocco, Darcy and Della really brought out the inner child in Ned. He absolutely adored them. Today we are gently reminded of how fragile life really is. Life is such a privilege, tomorrow never promised to any of us. So our message today is to live every day as a blessing, an opportunity, to be grateful, to leave nothing behind. Ned fought his cancer since last March, every day presenting him with a new challenge, but he faced it all with such positivity and perspective. With every knock, he picked himself back up. He kept looking forward, grateful for what he had, not what he'd lost. A truly remarkable man. He saw life as being a gift, and he fought with all his might to remain as long as he could, to create some more precious memories with you all. He gently yielded to our world last Thursday with his family by his side, a very emotional and precious moment for all. He was a man who was hard-working, was loyal, was caring to his family and others, was generous to a fault, and in his own way, Ned gave all of you wonderful gifts of kindness, of graciousness, of strength, of acceptance and love. He gave to each of you every inch of what he had to offer. He never held back, he always tried to give it his all. And today, as we remember Ned Cash, let us honour the legacy of a man who has made a lasting impact on those around him. We're going to spend a few moments now listening to some stories and memories and poetry being read by family and friends. And I'm first going to invite Megan, who is a niece, to come forward now. Thank you.
Today we celebrate the life of Uncle Ned. He came from a large, close-knit family, and his loss will be felt by the entire family and community. We'd especially like to mention his sister Betty and his nephews Killian, Kieran, David, Oliver, Michael and their families. I remember him for his love of antiques and the finer things, recently ticking off something he had on his bucket list for many moons by buying his dream car, a Mercedes. And despite his old school ways, he surprised us all by getting hooked on TikTok in the last few months. A reminder that there is always room for fun, no matter your age. My Uncle Ned's home was always a place of gathering. Some of my fondest childhood memories were spent in his home in Prosperous, especially around the fabulous Christmas and Halloween parties that we would talk about for weeks. I also fondly remember playing with his dog Sandy, running around their beautiful garden and relaxing on the deck with ice pops. His home was full of life, love and laughter. As we remember him today, we hold on to these good memories, the stories, the joy and the moments that made Ned who he was. His extended family will always be a net support for Betsy, Jason and Louise and their families. And we will carry forward the love and strength that Ned always showed for his loved ones.
Well done. Thank you so much. Well done. Thank you. Thank you, Megan. Lovely tribute there to Ned. And I'm going to invite another niece, Amber, who is now going to read us a poem, Remember Me.
Sorry. Remember me. Remember me to the living, I am gone. But to the happy, I am at peace. And to the faithful, I have never left. I cannot speak, but I can listen. I cannot be seen, but I can be heard. So as you stand upon a shore gazing at a beautiful sea, as you look upon a flower and admire the simplicity, remember me. Remember me in your heart, your thoughts and your memories. Of the times we loved, the times we cried, the times we fought, the times we laughed. For if you always think of me, I will never have gone. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's lovely. Great. And I want to invite another niece, Annie, to read a lovely poem now entitled Look for Me in Rainbows. Thank you,
Annie. Time for me to go now. I won't say goodbye. Look for me in rainbows, way up in the sky. In the morning sunrise, when all the world is new, just look for me and love me, as you know I loved you. Time for me to leave you. I won't say goodbye. Look for me in rainbows, high up in the sky. In the evening sunset, when all the world is through, just look for me and love me, as I'll be close to you. It won't be forever. The day will come and then my loving arms will hold you when we meet again. Time for us to part now. We won't say goodbye. Love, look for me in rainbows, shining in the sky. Every waking moment and all your whole life through, just look for me and love me, as you know I loved you. Just wish me to be near you, and I'll be there with you.
You know that Ned loved his music, and an awful job in trying to tie down just 4 or 5 nice songs for the service here this morning. He loved all sorts of music. We're going to play every song now, and this is by Bobby Goldsborough, simply entitled Honey. Well-known, lovely ballad, Honey by Bobby Goldsborough. I'm going to invite Ned's sister Mary now to share with us her thoughts. Thank you, Mary.
Put on the specs, lads. Good morning, everybody. This is just a little poem I found. I just thought it would be suitable for today. We little knew that morning that God was going to call your name. In life we loved you dearly. In death we'd do the same. It broke our hearts to lose you. You did not go alone, for part of us went with you the day that God called you home. You left us with peaceful memories. Your love is still our guide. And though we cannot see you, you are always at our side. Our family chain is broken. And nothing seems the same. But as God calls us one by one, the chain will link again. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Lovely, lovely poem that. And finally, I'm going to invite niece Amy now to come forward. Thank you, Amy.
Words from Ned's son, Jason. Thank you all for joining us here today to say goodbye to my father. It's been a long couple of months watching such a strong man struggle. He can now rest easy. He was always a good man and an even better father. He gave his all to his family and work, and we are so grateful for every bit of it. From the way he handled life's challenges with such strength and courage, to the quiet ways he showed me love. Things I didn't understand at the time, I now see so clearly. He made me who I am, and I will carry his lessons with me for the rest of my life. I hope I'll be half the man he was to my own family, as he gave me the best life possible. I still want to make you proud, as I know you will be watching over us. Goodbye for now. I know a part of you will always live within me. I love you more than you will ever know, and we will miss you every day.
Thank you, Amy. Reading lovely, lovely verse there. And I know that you all have your own lovely memories and stories of Ned, and they will always be recalled as long as he is in your hearts, which will be forever. As we come towards the end of our service here this morning, we're now going to a moment of just quiet reflection. For all of us to remember Ned's smile, his laughter, his endless love. We remember his sensitivity of spirit, his compassion, his wisdom, his good humour. Ned, you have brought so much to our world, and we are heartbroken to have lost you. And we keep in our thoughts at this time all those who've gone before Ned, lighting his way, especially his son Stephen, his daughter Amanda, his parents Lena and Hugh, his brother Michael. I invite you all now to reflect and to remember Ned in your own way, and those of you who know the Our Father, maybe together we recite it for the happy repose of his gentle soul. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. And may Ned's gentle soul and the souls of all the faithfully departed, to the mercy of God, rest in peace. Amen. So as you all just think of Ned and the good times you had with him and the lovely memories you have, we're going to play this lovely song now by Bobby Goldsborough. It's the autumn of my life. So for all of us, don't think of Ned as gone away. His journey has now just begun. Life holds so many facets, and this earth is only one. Just think of him as resting from the sorrows and the tears in a place of warmth and comfort where there are no days and years. And think how he must be wishing that we could know today how nothing but our sadness can really pass away. And for all of us to think of Ned as living in the hearts of those he touched, for nothing loved is ever lost, and he was loved so much. So before we part ways, just to thank some people on behalf of the family. And firstly, a huge thank you to the wonderful staff of Tallaght Hospital, and especially the Maguire ward, for the care, attention and dignity afforded to both Ned and the family. And there is a donations box in their favour at the porch as you walk out. We'd appreciate any donations, please. They do wonderful work over there without any fuss or fanfare, and thank you for that in advance. Thank you to Paul Reilly and the staff here at Oliver Reilly Funeral Directors for their professionalism shown while carrying out their duties. And immediately after this service, Ned will be brought to Killybegs Cemetery here in Prosperous to be laid to rest alongside his son Stephen and daughter Amanda. And following this service of committal, Ned's family invite you all to the Glen Royal Hotel in Maynooth for refreshments and where you can recall fond memories of a life well lived. And the family would love to see as many of you in Maynooth. It's your stories, your memories will sustain them now as they step into the future. And just a note, at the end of our service, as we can see, Ned was very much part of our celebration of his life here this morning. We would respectfully ask that you would leave the room and just leave immediate family here to let them say the private final goodbyes before we prepare to go to the cemetery. So I sincerely hope that in time you can all be comforted to some degree by this important last act of love and respect you have all shared in here this morning. Ned's life has been like a tapestry into which you're all woven to some extent, and it is made up of many threads of memories which, no matter how time passes, will always remain somewhere in your hearts, safely stored to be accessed when you need them. The memory of his generous heart, his unique personality, will now live on forever in your own lives. I bring a service now to a close with this short reflection. The tide recedes, but it leaves behind bright seashells on the sand. The sun goes down, but a gentle warmth still lingers on the land. The music stops, yet it echoes on in sweet, soulful refrains. And for every joy that passes, something beautiful remains. We've come to the end of our celebration this morning of Edward Cash's life. For all of us to leave here in quietness of spirit and in harmony with one another. Our closing music as we move around the room, beautiful song, we all know it, by Andrea Bocelli and Sarah Brightman. It is now time to say goodbye.